Alright, so now I'm going to go over the roll building exercises and the rhythmic pyramid slash rhythm scale thing. So at the top, I have these little points with stars by them. So the metronome is crucial for this. And then don't accent any of the notes. And if you hear me doing it, I'm doing it on accident. The reason why I don't want you to accent anything is because we're trying to develop a clear legato sound. It's like I said, it's like you're playing a note on the saxophone. B. You don't hear B wee 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 wee. You just hear that straight legato sound, which is exactly what we want in our roll. A good even sustained sound. So I had this exercise here, and I would recommend that you would count through it. So you can see that the skeleton for this is eighth note triplets, which would be counted 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and you're also going to count those eight note triplets through the roll as well. So it'd be like 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, roll triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So I'll show that right now. Also, I think it's crucial that you start slow and then get fast for this. So I'm just gonna mark something quick. So starting at 60 beats per minute, here's what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, so you can hear we're obviously not getting a sustained sound, but that's just because of the tempo that you're playing at. But don't be discouraged by this kind of choppy sound. What I'm looking for is that you have the same length of time in the buzz between both the right and the left hand. So it shouldn't sound like, it should sound, and even then my left hand's a little inconsistent. But the goal is consistency, always consistency. So you would then do the same thing, 70 beats per minute to 75, up to 80 beats per minute, which is march tempo. So I'm just gonna go up to 80 real quick here. And when you're doing this, make sure that you're following this pattern with the metronome, 60, 70, 75, up to 80. And do it for as long as it takes you to feel halfway comfortable doing it. And it's not going to sound perfect at first, of course. So this is 80 beats per minute. And I always count in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, triplet. Okay, so there's that, and then moving forward, the rhythm pyramid and the rhythm scale exercise. This is one of my favorite things to do. So we were talking about the thing. This is going to be the #1 way to get that 30-second note subdivision to sound really, really even. So just going to, where am I? 55 beats per minute. I've added a key at the bottom, and I constantly say it and don't play it, because I think that it's important to count through something before you actually try and play it. And then this trains you so that if you keep doing this, once you see the music, you're already saying it in your head, and then when you play it, you don't mess up as much. So at 55 beats per minute, Here is the rhythm scale slash the rhythm pyramid. So this is in 2/4, all right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a. Yeah. So this is something. This kind of is tough to wrap your brain around at first, but this one is it's impossible pretty much without the metronome. So you're going through each subdivision of the beat, right, all the way up to the 32nd note. And another thing that you can do with this, you can put it slower if you think that's necessary. The reason why I do 55 is because I think the half notes, the slower you go, are tougher to count. But there's a trick, you always hear like, oh, subdivide. What that means is like, you could hear that when I was playing a half note, even though I was only playing on the ones, 2, 1, 2, I still say 2 because I'm internalizing the beat. So if you find that you're having trouble with these bigger, these larger note values, like a half note, you could actually subdivide like a 16th note in your mind. So if I was just looking at the first 2 measures, okay, and this is slow, right? So if this is here's our quarter note, okay? So I'm thinking the 16th note, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a, but I'm only playing what's written, which is the half note, okay? 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a, and this really helps because almost everybody has this kind of habit that if you don't subdivide, you will lose track of the quarter note and you'll come in early, so, or late. So if you're filling in that space with a subdivision, and usually the slower it is, the larger subdivision you would use. So I mean, if it was at like 20 beats per minute, I might count the 32nd note, 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a, just to ensure that I am playing in time. So down at the bottom, I have the key for say it, and I just put the plus is a symbol for the word and. So just reading through this really quick, and if you're doing this, if you're looking at the sheet, feel free to do this with me. I'm actually just going to talk through the exercise, the rhythmic scale exercise. I hope that didn't stop recording. Okay, it's still going. Good. I should have 20% thing come up. Anyways, so reading through this, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a. So I had a little trouble on the sextuplets, and I also didn't follow my own rule, but you get the idea. So those are the mnemonics for each of these. This is going to take time. It doesn't just happen. But what I will say is every time something goes wrong, rather than like starting at the beginning, like isolate. So if you're specifically having trouble, let's say with the 32nd note subdivision, I want you to just pretend the rest of the exercise doesn't even exist and sit there with the metronome. 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a, and maybe take that to the pad, right? 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a. Yeah, so that should help. Another thing, I know I'm throwing a bunch of stuff at you fast, but I think something else that is super, super crucial that helped me be able to read and still continues to help me is like speaking the rhythm while you are playing it. It's not easy, dude. It's not easy to talk and play an instrument. I don't want you to think that it like should just come naturally, because it doesn't. It takes serious practice. But the best thing I think for you to do is to count out loud through each of these exercises. That's really going to help solidify where the pulse is and where the subdivision is. Anyways, man, I hope this was helpful. I tried not to be too long-winded, but I can see that I'm already at 11 minutes. Yeah, I hope you get good use out of this, man. Good luck.